Minnesota Vikings head coach Kevin O'Connell is facing heat, a ton of backlash. Many are calling for him to be fired for what I would say came down to the last two plays in overtime on offense, 3rd and inches and 4th and inches. Running the same exact play, the tush push QB sneak, both with Brandon Powell as the push man. Obviously, speaking on the push man, Brandon Powell, 5'8", it's not the best usage of personnel. CJ Ham, Josh Oliver, obviously those are better options. It's bad for optics, but ultimately Brandon Powell is window dressing. Whether you had CJ Ham, Josh Oliver as the push man, I don't think it would have made a difference because of the way that the offensive lines got dominated at the line of scrimmage on both plays. With that, I'm looking at it as a basic QB sneak. But let's go back to the Denver game at Mile High. The first drive, 3rd and 1. Obviously, you're going to either hand the ball off to Alexander Mattison or you're going to do a play action check down to Madison or Josh Oliver or TJ Hawkinson. You're going to keep it simple. However, Kevin O'Connell called a Dobbs sweep to the left, got cute right there, and he ended up getting cracked by Kareem Jackson, fumble, turnover, recovered by Denver. You got cute and you paid the price. Fast forward to yesterday, 3rd and inches and 4th and inches. Don't get cute with Nick Mullins. Obviously, the man already threw 2 interceptions, got away with a 3rd pick, what would have been a pick 6 if not called back for an offsides penalty. I forgot who the Bengals defensive lineman was. Maybe it was Trey Hendricks. I can't remember. But it was on the opposite side of the play. So if the D lineman had stayed on sides, it would have had no impact on that pick 6 happening at all. So Nick Mullins, a turnover machine, in those situations, don't get cute with the quarterback. And 3rd and inches, 4th and inches, the way that the Bengals defense, the box is super loaded. They're selling out for the rush attempt that I think, and I get that if you want to make the argument, why not on 3rd and inches, hand the ball off to Ty Chandler. I would say with the defense selling out for the run, the amount of time that it takes for the quarterback to take the ball, turn around, hand it off to Ty Chandler, and then draw momentum and find a lane to work with and get that first down, I think it's too much, and you're risking a tackle for loss right there. Both of those scenarios being inches away from the line to gain, QB sneak is the call to make. I think it was the absolutely right thing to do. Even on back-to-back plays, I think this comes down to player execution. The offensive line, and I talked about this yesterday, Garrett Bradbury got smoked on back-to-back plays, but you see it across the league where teams, they'll do it twice in a row, even if they don't get it on 3rd down, but get it on 4th down. This is an automatic, easy money play to make in the National Football League. All right, it didn't work out for you on 3rd down. We're going to do it again. Because all you have to do, if the offensive line can get any sort of leverage from down low, you're talking about the QB, even if you clumsily just fall forward, that's going to be a 1st down. With inches to go, are you kidding me? But in both cases, the offensive line, they got their asses kicked, especially Garrett Bradbury, to where the only way that the push man would have mattered is if, let's say the offensive line, they stayed on their feet, they didn't get pushed around, and then it's just a battle of just, okay, Brandon Powell and Nick Mullins versus a D-line and a linebacker and a bunch of other defensive players trying to bring him down, and it's just, all right, strength versus strength, then okay, that's where it matters. But that's not what happened. The only way that Brandon Powell or CJ Ham or Josh Oliver would have made a difference as the push man is they would have had to literally pick up Nick Mullins and carry him over the tripped up Garrett Bradbury and get him to the first down. That's the only way it would have mattered. Player execution. It was the right call, bad execution. Staying on execution on defense. Caleb Evans getting mossed by T. Higgins with pressure in Jake Browning's face as he's falling back, throwing up a prayer. How do you get mossed there? I have no idea. Even more egregious, Mekhi Blackman, who could have, before T. Higgins caught that ball, basically at the 1 or the 1.5 before he spun around. But Mekhi Blackman was the next closest defender in the end zone. Play until the whistle instead of running and trying to put a hit on Higgins and make it 1st and goal for Cincy. He stood there and became a spectator. He became a fan like the rest of us, stopped, froze, and watched. And that allowed T. Higgins to spin his arm around and get the ball past the plane. Player execution. So if people want to go for KOC, I get it. I understand. Brandon Powell is the smallest guy out there. Why would he be the push man? But the offensive line, that's where I'm going to pinpoint the issue on the tush push for me. Not Brandon Powell, because it didn't matter. Not Kevin O'Connell, because those were the right plays, both on 3rd and inches and 4th and inches. It was player execution on those plays and on that last touchdown given up by the defense. You want to fire Kevin O'Connell? All right, man. Your thoughts in the comments section below.